Got to give the people, give the people what they want, what they want. All right, that's my singing for the day. Here we go, Mr. Bass. Let's get this. We got to start some long division of polynomials. So, section 2.3 in your book, long divisions of polynomials, all right? Get all this down. These are the steps for long division. So first, you have to write the divisor and the dividend in standard form while accounting for every degree that is less than the leading term, all right? So, if you write down this example right here, you have x cubed minus 3x squared minus 0x plus 4, right? Divided by x minus 4. The x minus 4 is the divisor. The dividend is the x cubed minus 3x minus 0x plus 4. And the quotient would be the answer, which ends up going up there. And we're going to talk about that in a bit and how you use it all. But just notice that. Also notice that this was x to the third power, x to the second power. There is no x to the first power. That's why I have 0, x to the first power, and then 4. So they go down in order of exponent. All right, step 2. Start your answer at the same number of terms that you have in your divisor. Again, we'll talk about that more when we actually do the problem, so just write that down. Step 3. Decide how to multiply to make the first term in your divisor match the first term in your dividend. You'll then multiply this term with your entire divisor. We will work on that. You've already kind of done that same idea with the box method, but once you see it, that will make sense for you. Step 4, subtract all your terms. Step 5, you're going to repeat this process until it is complete. And step 6, if you have a remainder, put it in a fraction over the divisor. All right? So just get all that down on your paper. That is what you're going to look back to help you in your notes. Let's do a problem. We're only going to do 2. So example 1 says divide 6x cubed minus 19x squared plus 16x minus 4 and take that and divide it by x minus 2. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. This is going to be divided by x minus 2. Notice that this is x to the first power. This is x to the 0 power. You don't need to write those things, but they are in order. And now we have 6x cubed, so we have 3, we have 2, we have 1, we have x to the 0 power, so we're good. And this is already in standard form. 6x cubed minus 19x squared plus 16x minus 4. All right, let's look back at those steps. Step 1, we write them in standard form. We did that. Step 2, start your answer at the same number of terms that you have in your divisor. Okay, so this is my divisor, and notice it has 2 terms, so I'm going to start here. I'm going to put my first piece here, where there are 1, 2 terms. I'm going to start 2 terms in. So, boom, that's where I'm going to start. Step 3 says decide how to multiply to make the first term in your divisor match the first term in your dividend. So I need this to match, excuse me, let me get this on do not disturb. Boom, boom. I need this to match this. So what would I have to multiply x to get a 6x cubed? Oh, I'd have to take that and multiply it by 6x squared. Okay? So now once I do that, my next step is going to tell me to then multiply it all the way through with my entire divisor. Okay. So 6x squared times x is 6x cubed. And 6x squared times negative 2 is, what is this? Negative 12x squared. See how everything lines up? Boom. Now, the next step says subtract. When I subtract, I'm going to subtract everything. So this becomes minus 6 And now I have to subtract negative 12, so this actually just becomes plus 12. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, and now I'm going to put it all together. Okay? 6 plus negative 6 is 0x cubed. That's what I want. I want these to cancel out. And then I end up with negative 19x squared plus 12x squared, which is negative 7x squared. Boom. Now just with regular dividing, and I think I missed this in the steps. My bad, you guys. You got to bring down the next term. So we're going to do plus 16x. And now we're going to do the whole thing again. We're going to make this term match this term now. So let's see. I would need that to be a negative 7x minus 7x. Okay? Now again, let me go ahead and erase this. Oops, that's not erasing. Go ahead and erase this. So now, I have negative 7x times x, which is negative 7x squared. I want those to end up being the same. And I end up with negative 7x times negative 2, which is plus 14. Negative 7x times negative 2 is positive 14x. Perfect. Now remember, I'm subtracting everything. Subtracting everything basically means by like adding the opposite of everything. So I'm just going to change this to a plus, and I'm going to change this to a minus, and I'm going to add. All right, negative 7 plus 7 cancels out. That's what I wanted. 16 plus negative 14 is 2x. I'm going to bring this down just like dividing, minus 4. And I'm going to start my process all over again one more time. So let's finish this bad boy off. All right, let's see what we got. I need this term to match this term. So x times what will give me 2x? Well, that's plus 2. All right, so let's see what happens. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Oh, this is looking good. Now remember, I have to now subtract everything. So I'm going to minus this, and minus this negative turns this into a plus. All right, 2 minus 2 is nothing, and negative 4 plus 4 is nothing. I have my final answer. I have no remainder. Oh, that's not how you spell remainder. So when I divide those, I'm basically saying 6x cubed minus 19x squared plus 16x minus 4 divided by x minus 2 equals, and let me move this down. You should probably move yours down as well if you did what I did. I'm going to take that and divide it by that. I end up with 6x squared minus 7x plus 2. So this is basically what we were doing with the area model, just in a different way. There is the end of example 1. We're only doing one more example. Example 2 says divide. Negative 2 plus 3x minus 5x squared plus 4x cubed plus 2x to the fourth divided by x squared plus 2x minus 3. Here's where you couldn't quite do the area model in the same way. Do I have an example 3? No. Okay, so first thing I have to do is I have to take this and make sure it's in standard form, accounting for all my variables. And I have to take this, make sure it's in standard form, accounting for all my variables. All right, so let's go. This one is going to be, well, first I got to do 2x to the fourth power. I use that. Do I have any thirds? Plus 4x to the third power. I use that. Minus 5x to the second power. Plus 3x. Minus 2. Now it's in standard form. 4, 3, 2, 1, x to the 0, okay? And I have to do the same thing with this one. This is already in standard form, so this is x squared plus 2x minus 3. All right, everything's lined up nice and pretty. So let's see what we can do. I need to make this term match this term. And remember, I need to start with the same number of terms that are in this. So this has 3 terms. So I'm going to start 3 terms in. So I'm going to start right here. All right. So x squared needs to turn into 2x to the 4th. So I have to do a 2x squared. All right. So let's multiply this thing through. 2x squared is going to multiply with all of these. So that ends up 2x to the 4th. Remember, that was the important piece that we wanted to match up. 2x, I guess I shouldn't have done that all at once. 2x to the 4th, sorry. All right, that was how I got 2x to the 4th. 2x times 2x, or 2x squared times 2x is plus 4x to the 3rd. 2x squared times negative 3 is negative 6x squared. See how all that lines up nice and pretty? Now I'm going to subtract. Remember, I'm going to subtract everything. So I'm going to change the sign of everything. This becomes negative. This becomes negative. This becomes positive. 2x to the 4th minus 2x to the 4th is nothing. 4x cubed minus 4x cubed is nothing. Negative 5x squared plus 6x squared is 1x squared. And I'm going to bring the next thing down. Plus 3x. And I think I'm going to bring the next thing down as well because I'm going to need 3 spots. Minus 2. Notice, this thing has 1, 2, 3 spots. So I'm going to bring down 1, 2, 3 spots. Because that's all the stuff that's left. So let's see. And notice again, this has 1, 2, 3 spots. So I'm going to start here at the 3rd spot. All right. So let's line this bad boy up. I need the 1x squared to match this 1x squared. So I guess I just need the number 1. 1. Now let me get rid of this so it looks nice and clean for you all. Now why don't you go through and multiply while I'm cleaning this up for you guys. Okay. So I'm doing 1 times x squared, which is 1x squared. I'm doing 1 times 2x, which is 2x. And I'm doing 1 times negative 3, which is negative 3. I'm just going to get rid of this out your way. Get this out your way. Get this out your way. All right. So now I'm going to go ahead and subtract. Those cancel out. This becomes negative. This becomes negative. This becomes positive. Boom. Those cancel. 3x minus 2x is 1x. And 2 plus 3 is 1. 1x plus 1. This, notice there's nothing left to bring down, right? I don't have anything left over here. There's nothing left to bring down. So this right here is my remainder. 1x plus 1. So if I take if I take this 2x to the 4th plus 4x cubed minus 5x squared plus 3x minus 2, right? That's what I started off with. I took this and I divided it by x squared plus 2x minus 3. And again, I'm going to move that down a little bit. When I take those and divided it, what did I get for my answer? I got, all the way up here, it equals 2x squared plus 1 plus, remember what we said we do with the remainder. If I go all the way back, if you have a remainder, put it in a fraction over the divisor. So since I had a remainder, I'm going to say I have this plus the remainder, 1x plus 1, and a fraction over the divisor. This was the divisor right here, over x squared plus 2x minus 3. And that is my final answer. This was the introduction. There's a lot of stuff we'll have to talk about in class, but I wanted you to see it because, man, this would have took forever for us to go over from scratch, from the very beginning. This is me, Mr. Bass. I am out.